because I sure as heck didn't want to be here. God led me here. So in Galatians 6:10 it says, "So then, as we have opportunity, let us do good to everyone, and especially to those who are of the household of faith." So as I was looking for opportunity in Galatians, let us do good to everyone. So was I doing good? Maybe. I struggled with the guilt over it, and I asked God, I know if we feel that we sin, you got to make a public display. I feel possibly I sinned. God only knows in my heart, but I've asked God, forgive me for what I have done. In 1 Peter 5:2-4, it says, "Feed the flock of God which is among you, by taking oversight thereof, not by constraint, but willingly." Okay, so, and by be ready in your mind. So, where am I at? Did he put me somewhere I didn't want to be? But he's saying, take advantage, okay, and to be an example to the flock and lead the flock is pretty much what that's saying in there, for the glory of God. So, as a leader within the fellowship of believers, I felt, okay, did I lead the flock, or am I going out tending to other sheep that are being led astray in that flock? Did Jesus go out and find the one that strayed away, or did he stay with the flock? Did he take advantage of the opportunity, or didn't he? He was obedient. He was responsible. He had responsibility to what the Father wanted him to do. And in 1 Peter 5:22, it does deal with ministers, warning about implications. Those who have become ministers, preachers, whatever, must be responsible to keep themselves pure. So I have a responsibility, okay? Those who teach the Word should also live by the Word. Well, sometimes it's a gray area, what's in the Word. When we look at the Sabbath rest versus what did Jesus do, it becomes very confusing sometimes in terms of what is the right thing to do. Well, am I helping somebody? Am I assisting? Or am I doing something that is just plain old disrespectful? All right? I felt that possibly I might have been somewhat disrespectful, but the Bible tells us that, you know, if we have the opportunity, take it. The Lord left us there. And we should be responsible to try and keep ourselves free from sin while we're in those opportunities. It might be a sinful opportunity. We might be stuck into something, but find that positive experience out of it. As I said, the word responsibility tied to some words that I taught my daughter when she was younger. And the choices that we make today will result in the kind of life we live. We make a choice to be responsible, to have responsibility. We are responsible for our decisions in life. I was responsible for the decision I made last week. We're responsible for those decisions that we make in life. Responsibility ties to two other key words, respect and discipline. Those three words weave together, respect and discipline. I have to have the self-discipline and the discipline and the respect of God and God's law to be responsible for what I do. So these are three words that I felt were very important to incorporate into my everyday life. Besides love, which we should be at the forefront of everything, but to think about the components that make me do what I'm going to do each and every day. So when my daughter was growing up, as a parent, I taught my daughter the meaning of these words and how they apply every day in our life. And there were many times when she was growing up, I would say, give me the three words. Name the three words. I only need to ask her. And she would recite respect, responsibility, and discipline. And I would tie it to the situation that we were confronted with at that time. And she knew, as time went on, yeah, okay, I get it. All right, so I think that those were key words. They're biblical words. They're used in the Bible to help us keep doing the right things, the things that should be pleasing to God. So, you know, I think it helped her to this day. She could still recite those words. Give me the three words. You know what I mean? You know, it just worked out that way. And as we tie to responsibility, leaders of the churches are responsible to stay within what's in the Bible and speak the truth. Unlike Howard Camping today, who's kind of really ignoring the chapter and verse that said that no man knows. And he's confirming the fact that on May 21st today, it's going to be doomsday. He's going, it's not a fake. We're approaching the judgment day. And he's going on to say it's at 6 p.m. local time. And those that are going to get raptured are going to get raptured by time zone. Where does the Bible say that? Come on, all right? He's being totally irresponsible as a prominent voice, thank you, Mark.
On the radio.
On the radio, out into the community. And how many people he has left astray on this. Then he's saying that it'll take about, in 5 months, on October 21st then, the rest of the world will go. Where's that in the Bible, 5 months later? Come on already. But here is a leader that is misleading. If I sit up here and mislead, I would feel totally guilty about it. Does he have a guilt complex over this? But what we're going to have here is we're going to have an opportunity. We're going to have an opportunity to hear a lot of people that believe in God that are so-called Christians. Well, I don't know about Christianity anymore because, you know, the end didn't happen when it was predicted. It's an opportunity for us to say, well, no, it's not predicted. Nobody knows when it's really going to be. The only thing that you can do is love God, ask for forgiveness for your sins, and be ready if it is your day. If it is a scenario like Josh's friend, sitting there, he got shot. Or if you're in a car accident, you're taken like that. Okay? My slant on Judgment Day is every day should be lived like it could be our Judgment Day. Every day. Because we don't know when that end is going to be. We need to take the responsibility to have the discipline to respect God and love God for what He's asked us to do. And we have to really not beat up ourselves. If we have the love of the Lord and we've deviated from customary routine things, and we know in our heart we felt that God's led me here, let me find something good with what He's asking me to do, do it. Today Mark's going to go up to a car show and I'm sure he's going to witness to people. Okay? He puts us in circumstances. So if we feel guilty about it, ask for forgiveness. Because if you don't ask for forgiveness when it does come to be Judgment Day, you're not going to have time to ask for it at that time. There is going to be a Judgment Day. It tells us in the Gospel lesson from Matthew 12:37 where Jesus says, "For by your words you will be justified, and by your words you will be condemned." So, you know, by His own words, there's going to be a Judgment Day. This is evident for us that there will be a great Judgment Day. And God, Jesus, will be the winners over Satan.
Amen.
Satan is out there stirring it all around. Okay? Now, I could have very easily last week said, you know what? All right, I'm going to sit out there and play rock and roll music and drink beers or whatever while the folks are coming in. That wouldn't have been a very good witness. That wouldn't have been taking advantage of the opportunity that He led me to. That would have been listening to Satan and just continuing down the wrong road. So whatever the circumstance it is, find that positive in it, try and turn that around. How strict is Judgment Day going to be? How close is your relationship with God today? He will forgive you, but you got to ask Him. If you've got that close relationship with God, and you say, you know what? I'm sorry, Lord. Get that relationship with Him. Ask Him, because He does say, it's an endless number of times that you can be forgiven. You need to try and repent. You need to try and follow the Ten Commandments, but circumstances sometimes, we break the Ten Commandments. It happens. Now, think about the Ten Commandments. I thought about this when I was struggling with the Sabbath day and the whole, Sabbath day rest scenario. Well, when I define rest, I go, well, I'm resting from my typical work and so on and so forth. And so, I feel restful. I'm not trying to do anything that's, but I like to do gardening, and that's relaxing to me because I use my head a lot. So I think I'm resting there. Where was I going with that? I lost my train of thought.
That might be someone else's work.
Huh?
That might be someone else's work, or
Yeah, it might be someone else's work, but the point is having that relationship with God, and He knows in your heart what it is, what it is that you're doing. Oh, I know where I was going with this. So the Sabbath day, and we look at the Ten Commandments. The Ten Commandments are in force. 9 of the 10 Commandments are in force. 7/24. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. 9 of the 10. There's only one commandment that we can break once a week. Which one is that? The Sabbath day. And the Sabbath day, whether you're, some people believe it's Sunday, Saturday, it's the only time that they might carve out 1 hour for God. Okay, that's the one I'm going to just kind of go over here and do what I think I'm supposed to be doing for 1 hour. Then I'm going to go out into the world, and I'm going to break all the other 9 commandments all the time. Because you have the opportunity to not have the responsibility to break those commandments. Well, Satan gives us that opportunity all the other days of the week. It also gives us the opportunity for that one day. So for that one day, church isn't a building. 2 or more are gathered. If you can't get out to a worship service, don't worry about it. Worship in your own home. Most importantly, remember, what is the Sabbath day for? Rest. Rest from what? Jesus said rest from your work. And so you're resting from your work, but then you're doing something that somebody else might be perceiving work. What's in the heart? What's the opportunity they gave us? So in closing this week, remember we are all responsible for our actions and our words and our deeds, which will either acquit or condemn us on Judgment Day. If we have a doubt in our mind that this was pleasing to God, ask Him, talk to Him. Say, if it was not pleasing to you, Lord, I'm sorry. Because sometimes it is a gray area in our own heart. Was this sinful that I did? Or am I doing something that you wanted me to do? So my hope is that we all come to know Jesus better.
Amen.
That we ask for our forgiveness before it's too late. Howard Camping, I don't think it's this afternoon, but for any of us, it could be in an hour from now, a day from now, a week from now. We don't know when it's going to be. He takes us at any age. Are you ready? Amen.
Amen.